you absorb it like crazy. And since I've been doing that, it results, what do they say? Invest in yourself, it pays the best interest. That was always cliche to me. It was. I'm a strategist. I don't like coming on these things and usually talking too much about personal development or too much about mindset. It's not I shouldn't say it's not my thing, because without it, you can't do the rest, really. I'm a strategist. I like giving you strategies, because I'm about to coach you on something here, buddy, if you don't mind, on all your pieces of content.
Go ahead.
On how to technically get the leads. That's what I prefer. I like teaching people, here's how you do it. Click here, do that. But in order for you to get your butt out of bed and do it, you need the other things. So first of all, you need the mindset. You need to let your vision pull you. I won't go into that, but you need a vision and you got to focus on it every day. Yes, use the law of attraction. That's why I got the book, The Secret, up there.
Yep.
I'm all into that.
Yep.
Number two is, if you keep feeding your mind, you're going to tweak what you learn. You're going to tweak what you learn. Everything I've learned and I've applied, I've had to kind of tweak in order for it to really, like, I'm paying my taxes right now. I'm doing my taxes. Friday, I go see my accountant. And I'll be paying more taxes this year in taxes alone than I've ever made as a total income in computers. And I made multiple six figures. So for me to move that quick, I had to tweak a lot of things that I learned. And how do I tweak them? Because I read a book a week is priority. So with that being said, let's assume you got your personal, read a book a week. If someone said, what's the best advice you can give, and you're only allowed to give one piece of advice, I would say read one book a week in your niche or in whatever it is you're doing. That would be, if that's all I was allowed to say, the rest will come. This is somebody's experience in a little book. It's unbelievable. I don't know why people don't read a book a week. I really don't. Listen to it before you go to bed. That's okay. With that being said, I want to touch on something because I believe I can help you right now, Len. You said you've had 1,000 of these shows, right?
I've got over 1,000 videos on YouTube, different sources. But
okay. So
Lunch with Len is probably, I don't know, 2 a week for the last at least 2.5 years. So whatever that number is for Lunch with Len.
Do you have a call to action at the end of the recordings? I guess you do to show up here, right?
Well, on Lunch with Len, sometimes, not always.
Okay.
But on a lot of the recordings, yeah, on like the Coffee with Len videos, yeah, there's a call to action.
What I would do is just feed those into your Twitter machine, my friend.
Yep.
Get them all repurposed, get them all redone. Some of my best videos are 2 years old, and they still perform today better than some of my new ones, just because of the call to action. And in the Twitter lead machine, guys, those who don't know, is basically you're showing your content over to new eyeballs every day, which is any company you're in, whether it's network marketing, whether it's your own business, it really doesn't matter. You want to get new eyeballs on a presentation. That's basically the bottom line. So people say put out more new content, more new content, more new content. You can do that, but you can also get new eyeballs on existing content, which is like new content because it's new people. I was saying on my webinar the other day, on last Sunday, 2 days ago? Yeah, 2 days ago, how, or maybe it was the week before, you do so much you lose track, but how I haven't updated my content in my Twitter lead machine for over a year, and I still generate more and more and more and more leads because new eyeballs are seeing the existing content. I don't know if you guys remember when I had the long greasy hair. Some of you may remember I had the long greasy hair going and had the little mustache. I was trying to look like trying to get a whole Johnny Depp look going. It didn't work for me, but I made the attempt anyways. And some people that Skype me, they go, oh my God, you look so clean cut. Your hair was super long yesterday. I'm like, that wasn't yesterday. That was a year ago. Like, oh. So I'm saying that because of the repurposed content. There's new eyeballs all the time with Twitter lead machine looking at you. So it's literally like cloning yourself. And
that is an absolutely awesome suggestion. And for me personally, I need to really look at that, because a lot of those videos are just sitting out there and they're not being used. So
yeah. I mean, Len, I'm telling you, man, I've been going through my stuff and going through old videos that I haven't repurposed. And I'm like, here I am so caught up into making new stuff all the time and letting it dwindle. Because I have about 6 videos now on my Facebook timeline that I get so caught up with a new idea or a new nugget that I got to sit down and say, hold on there, Mark. You just let a piece of gold dwindle down. Take the time, instead of going on a video blitz and making 5 videos per week, take the entire week to make it good, which is your introduction. I still have, you guys should see my office. I might turn the camera and show you guys all my cork boards, but you can need your introduction, your question, your content, and your call to action in your video, and then take a look at my octopus training, octopus and tentacles, and you'll see once it's out there repurposed every day. The reason I stopped making content, guys, is because my old content just keeps bringing me leads all the time because it's repurposed. And I know I've seen most of the people here. I've seen your stuff, and that's why I'm excited, because I know some of you are in Twitter Lead Machine, and Twitter Lead Machine is, again, pitch alert. I'm not going to pitch it. What I'm going to say.
No, I think we should talk a little bit about Twitter Lead Machine. I told everybody we were going to talk about it today. The other thing I'd like to do is just invite. I mean, I promise you a half hour. We're 9 minutes away from cutoff, and
What?
And you know, I'd love to run over, and if you're willing to run over, we'll keep going. But I want to also invite the audience. If anybody has any questions that they'd like to ask, just, you know, jump in here. Go ahead and unmute yourself. Jump in here and take the opportunity. And we'll have a little bit of a free for all. But go ahead. I mean, why Twitter? Why Twitter? And you sold me, buddy. I wouldn't have believed it a month and a half or 2 ago. You sold me. I'm getting leads every day on Twitter, and I love the Lead Machine. I'm a large.
Thank you, man. And just before I say why Twitter, I got to tell you guys, the people that are doing the work in Twitter Lead Machine, I want you to keep something in mind. I'm muted for my cough.
What? You have to do work?
I'm muted for my cough. No, here's what I'm saying. Is that, no, it's important, because a lot of people have just recently finished their machine. We're building a machine. Literally, picture getting a wrench out, building a machine. Once your machine is built, you have to fill it with gasoline, which is content. But here's something I really haven't touched on. You guys, I know a lot of you know this already. It takes between 4 to 6 exposures before someone to pull the trigger on anything. It's the way it is. And I found with Facebook ads have their place. First of all, they cost money. I said Twitter was better than Facebook if you want free leads and free branding and free audience building. All the bars, BARS, your brand, your audience, your relationships, and your sales. If you want to get all of those for free, Twitter's the best way. But you need from 4 to 6 exposures, okay, before someone makes a buying decision. And here's the beauty about the machine. Once your machine is running, people are going to start seeing you, but they're not going to do anything. They're just going to see you. They may look at your piece of content, but they're not going to do anything. We are wired in that way, 4 to 6 exposures. And a lot of people build their machines, start adding content, and they're like, why am I not getting the leads I was promised? Keep your machine going and keep adding, because if you started in April, okay, let's say your machine is built now in April. You start pumping out your content. People are just seeing it now, new audience members. So the people who first see your content in April, by the time May comes, they may have seen you 2 or 3 times now. You know, April, May, June, then they've seen you 4 times. July, then they've seen you 5 times. Now they're at that point of they're ready to contact you, or at least fill out your capture page. So when people offer free training and they say, they didn't opt in, it was free, it's the way it is. You got to keep showing up. You got to keep showing your face. And when they get to that 4th to 6th exposure, then they will make a move. It doesn't mean they're going to buy, but they will definitely think about opting in or not. But my point is that takes time to get going. However, once it starts happening, because you do it every month, then it always continues to happen. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
And it's because Twitter is everything. There's nowhere else on the internet where you can get your content seen by, let's just say we use the 200 follow back, and you do hit that 60%. Some of you know what I'm talking about in Twitter Lead Machine. You follow all the rules, you put in the time, you build your machine to spec, and you get that, let's say it's 50% follow back. People are going to get, let's say 15 new people that see your stuff every single day for free for 10 minutes of your time in the morning. You cannot get that kind of exposure for free. You just can't do it anywhere on the internet. And once you start scaling, like I have, like at this point, just something you guys can look forward to. I have thousands of new eyeballs see me every single day. I'm not exceptional at what I do. I just have a lot of people see me all the time. And that's just the way it's going to get. And Twitter is, we're going to talk a little bit about my experience. Is it already 4 minutes too right now?
It is.
Okay, I'll just say this. I'll say this in a nutshell. Twitter is the reason I was able to rank up in every system I've gone in. Twitter is the only, if I didn't start getting 100 leads, my success is due to getting over 100 leads a day since 4 months I've been in the business, which is because of Twitter. Because once you get that kind of lead flow, you practice. I got people to practice on every day. So it's like, what do I say? What questions do I ask? Me, myself, and I, we have training for all that stuff. However, I know it works because of trial and error. And I would not be able to, there was a point where I was calling 30 people a day just to see what works, what doesn't. And literally ask people. I got so bold. Thank you, Cesar Rodriguez. Your bold training really worked out for me. But see, I read all the time. I take it in. But when I was so bold to ask why people didn't buy, I'm just curious. I got that one from Ray Higman. Just curious. Why didn't you buy today? Or what did I do something to offend you? Got that one from Jessica Higman. It's all learnable, right? All this stuff is learnable. And then when they would open up and to be honest, I didn't like the way you just came out and asked this. And I go, thank you. Have a good day. They're like, is that it? I go, yeah. You're helping me. Now I know what doesn't work. So I've been able to massage certain questions. So now I know what to ask, and I know to ask instead of babble. This is an interview. I'm allowed to babble. I have permission to babble.
You have permission to be here all day. And I'm concerned about my promise to you, but I'm not concerned about, if you're willing to stay, keep going, we'll keep going as long as you want.
Well, it's good stuff, not because it's me, it's because it's allowed me not only to fire my boss. Network marketing allowed me to fire my boss. We'll be clear on that. Just by hustling and bustling, it did work. But what I'm going through right now is so beyond network marketing because I've created myself as the stock. I'm investing in the Lalonde stock. I've never done that until 2 years ago. So I would invest in a company, promote the company. No one even knows what MLM I'm in anymore. I don't even say it. You have to pull teeth to get it out of me. That's how behind the scenes they are now. It's all automated. And a lot of people don't like that. And a lot of people don't like the fact that I'm involved in many. But heck, I turn on the machine. I got paid today. I even forgot I was involved in that specific company. It was on my Facebook Live. I was talking to you guys. I'm like, oh, is it payday in some company? So what I'm saying is the leads that come in, you need them. And Twitter is the best vehicle to do that. No doubt about it. I have no doubt in my mind. I've tried everything. I have. I'm saying for free. Twitter is the best way to get the lead flow in with the machine. Be consistent, keep popping in content, and wait until we have the tests. I'm putting in exams in Twitter Lead Machine because I'm coaching some of you. You guys know that. Some of you have a free coaching code. And I'm going to give you some homework. The coaching call is not going to be, hey, how's your day going? It's like, okay, I got some work for you, Laura. Let's go. Here's what I need you to do next week. When I coach you, I don't play. I got the whip, guys. I got the whip. It's my responsibility. So once you do...
For just a second, and just point out to the audience, if anyone's interested, there's 2 links up in the chat for Twitter Lead Machine. One's my link, one's Laura's. It doesn't matter to me or Laura which one you click on. There's still a free version of Twitter Lead Machine available too. So if you go to those links, you can download a free version of Twitter Lead Machine and take a look at it yourself. And then if you decide to go to the next step to the paid version, we're here for you. I would highly recommend the paid version, but hey, you know, now, is the paid version still at $97 or is the price gone up?
Yeah, I got to talk about that quickly, guys. If you're not, if the best is yet to come, and the reason it's still $97 is because it's still in pre-sale mode. Okay, guys. Yeah. Once it hits $500, which is on Sunday, $500, it's going to be getting promoted by the likes of Lisa Torres, April Marie Tucker, the Meltons, yeah. Keisha Bass. They're all waiting. Adam Chandler, he says he's going to sell the most. They're all waiting till it's $500 because it's not worth your time to make $50 a sale. But seriously, they're waiting until it gets to that price. So everyone is going to hear about Twitter Lead Machine. Let's face it, let's say the top 25 earners that are in Twitter Lead Machine, they're not even using the machine. They're just in there because they're going to run with the affiliate program. So anyone watching this, it's $500, and I don't care. I know the results. It's a steal for $500. Lifetime updates, lifetime upgrades. You can probably be a certified TLM trainer. There's so many benefits to being part of this program. I'm not even going to sell it. All I'm going to say is you can't buy it without a code, so I can say this right here, twitterleadmachine.com. If you go today, you'll see you can get it for $97 only if you have a partner. And I believe everyone here is partners, probably. But you said Len and Laura, get a partner. I know Len's a partner, Laura's a partner, I know for sure, because I'm sick of sending Laura money, quite frankly. No,
she's enjoying it.
No, it's fun because we don't even have the sales pages intact.
Well, no.
We have nothing. And people
I would validate, I would agree with what you said. $500, this thing's still a bargain. But at 90, yeah. 97, this is a no-brainer. But you got to do the work. You got to make it happen for you.
Yeah, in the community. Well, the thing is, it's for me, it's easy to say because I've gotten everything I have today, and I just told you guys, I wanted to say I get excited when I hit income milestones, especially when you jump up a figure. It's exciting.
Yeah.
And I've been, I try to hold back because I don't like seeing, before I do something, I look at other leaders when they do something, whether it impresses me or not. And I don't personally get impressed all that much about flashing stuff, even though I've done it after a few beverages. I flashed some checks, and it came up and blew up in my face because I try to stay humble, but I will tell you guys, I'm paying more taxes this year than I've ever made in total in any consulting year. So this is all because I started on Twitter. And the people in Twitter Lead Machine are generally the people without 50,000 people on their lists. And I consider that when I coach someone who's an L5 or an L6, if they want me to coach them, well, then they're going to pay for it. But they're at a level where the coaching is different. It's my responsibility. What does Grant Cardone say? Duty, obligation, and responsibility to help people who are starting out and get them flying, because then you can go and make your own way. But my job is to get people who are struggling in the beginning and getting a lead flow going in. So that's why Twitter, it's done it for me. I've spent so much money jumping around all over the place, trying to take shortcuts, when based on my last 3 years, I know that Twitter is the way to go in the beginning and always. Like I say in the beginning, but once you start getting, even when you start getting 10 or 20 leads a day and putting them wherever you want, or at least opening relationships, conversations, you'll keep doing it. I don't know why you would ever want to stop. Like right now, I don't know if you guys know, I just recently broke 2 million followers on all of my accounts though, because I'm scaling. That's crazy. That's
crazy.
Yeah,
super crazy.
It's crazy. Like when I hit, I remember when I got 100,000. First time at 100,000, the sea opens because you can just, it builds so much easier. Because if you're building 10% followers on, 1,000 people, you have 100. But 10% on 10,000, it does adjust, and there's different strategies. But like I said, for now, it's just to get a lead flow going for you guys. And you got to feed the machine. There's so many things I could touch, but you got to feed the machine once it's built, right? I should probably take questions, right?
Well, does anybody have any questions they want to throw at Mark? And Mark, you're past the time that I told you you'd be out of here, so you call it, baby. It's up to you.
I'm good. I'm good.
In the chat, she wants to know how many Twitter accounts do you start out with?
Dos. Okay, I'm going to touch on that. I'm going to try not to spend too much time because you guys know me.
You can do it. I'll be right back.
Okay, I would say go with the Ninja bonus module and start cross promoting, because there's so many things happening in the background with Twitter that, that you don't actually. There's a lot of things that I don't necessarily explain in the course in detail because they're not necessary to know. So just do what I teach and you're going to get these results. It's pretty well as deep as I want to go on certain things. Just like when I say use a certain number of hashtags, you'll get this much more engagement. I won't say exactly why, because quite frankly, I do look into these things quite deep. But if the results are there, if I do a certain thing, that's good enough for me. So with that being said, when you get mentioned, even if it's through another account, it helps your reach on Twitter. So if you're cross-promoting 2 accounts, even if it's yourself, it's going to build your audience and it's going to help with the Twitter algorithm. So I would recommend the 2 accounts and just follow the cross-promotion Ninja module. So that's what I would say. Some people are literally building. I have someone who's built, 12 accounts? I would not recommend that. I mean, when I started building multiple accounts, I was way over 100 leads a day I had 4 accounts and I was able to get 100 leads a day. But it was 2 accounts working with each other. So you always want to build them in pairs. But I would only go 2 accounts. Cross-promotion module.
How do you process 100 leads a day?
I don't. Give me a sec, okay, guys?
Yeah.
Just going to open my window. It's getting hot in here. You guys got me in the hot seat. Hello?
Hello?
Okay, here I come.
I have a question.
Uh-oh, Carol's got a question. Should I be afraid?
No, this is easy. I know there's the free lesson first.
Yeah.
Best to go through that first before jumping into the other program, or does it not matter?
It's better to go to the paid program first. However, research has proven, and I know this based on my own experience as well as when I started out, if you give someone a little something for free first, and they see the value in it, they're going to be ready to take their credit card out. And it's is the way it is. That's why every platform has something to provide first. But it's, yeah, I mean, it would definitely be better to get the second course and start with that right away. But the concepts and the audience building are pretty similar. And a lot of people who do Twitter 1.0, if you follow up, that's the key, right? If I see how many leads you guys are getting. I don't touch them, but I see them. I'm not allowed to touch them. They're yours. But some of you, I want to literally contact and say, look, you've got like 50 people waiting for a follow-up. Remember, you got to put these into your autoresponder. And you guys touched on how do I process 100 leads a day. I'm still not able to do that properly. I'm still learning how to handle all that. So when I feel like, when I need sales or when I want sales, usually I get, this sounds crazy. This actually sounds crazy. Whenever I need sales or I want sales for a demo video to train on, like I will be doing for a bonus module, I go in and I grab a lead and then I call them, and it's usually pretty well. If they've seen the first training, just like any company trains you, what did you like best? You guys know that line, right? What did you like best? Same idea. I've copied the concepts off other companies. And then what did you like best? And then I throw them on the Twitter lead machine link. It's easy now because we have the pre-sale. So when it's $500, it's going to require a webinar to close. Did I even answer your question? I don't even know. Or did I completely deviate?
In other words, it would just be duplicating. You do the free thing first, and then you buy it, you'd be duplicating what you've already learned in the first.
Well, here's the process I use in the Ninja bonus. And this one's coming out. I want to get a few more in there because they're super fun. What I do is I offer the free training. You're going to get their name and their number in a lot more cases than you would expect. You leave their phone number quite often with this capture page that all of you have. Everyone in Twitter Lead Machine, go look at your welcome email. You have your own capture page. I highly recommend putting your own video on there and then just offering the training to people that you contact on Twitter. When you're congruent with the platform, it's mind-blowing. I talk to people on Facebook all the time. I go, I have this awesome Twitter training. They're like, no, I don't like Twitter. It's just the way it is. But if you're contacting someone on Twitter, they're on Twitter. It's super easy, which is why, but here's where it gets fun. And this is why I can't wait for this Ninja bonus to come in, is because you offer the free training through the robot thing. You guys remember the active prospecting in Twitter? By the way, everyone's asking everyone if they're robots now, so we may have to change that soon. It's really caught on.
Yeah.
Like someone asked me that the other day. I'm like, okay, my training's working because it's getting out there, so we're gonna have to tweak it maybe. But it's because we're all going after. A lot of us are going after the same niche. Because whenever I demo in the training, everyone's following Gary Vee's people now. Everyone's following Grant Cardone's people. But if you're in a different niche, like when I contact people in the wine business or the fat people on Weight Watchers, you guys keep that in mind, right? We're not only going after network marketers. If you're in a company, priority is to move your product. It should be. And then the business opportunity, it depends how you're marketing it. But people on the when I follow people on Weight Watchers, because yes, I have an MLM that's health and wellness, they are not seeing all this robot stuff. And if you use the active prospecting, people, you're going to open up so many conversations when you wake up. Let me get back to the splash page, to the free training, because it's hard for me to stay on path here. But when you ask someone on Twitter who's in the niche of home business entrepreneurship, use the scripts I give, okay, in Twitter Lead Machine, they work incredibly well. And you ask them, you said you found this amazing free training. If they're interested, you can get them the link. Whatever the script says is there because it works. I put it in there because it works. and you get that lead, from there, it's your responsibility to follow up with them and follow up, because those Ninja modules are not out yet. And those are tricky because when I follow up, it always depends on what my goal is. Because sometimes I need to put people in my company to reach a certain rank. And then what I'll do is I have a time period to do it, and I just use the machine. And when I follow up with them, I really ask questions concerning a home business opportunity. But when I want to sell Twitter Lead Machine, I'll ask questions about how they like to the training. And from there, it's been easy because I've been using the pre-sale as the urgency, as the scarcity. This is going up next week. And I've been able to use that and show them the page. So now it's going to be a little different. I'm going to be using a webinar. I'm creating a live looking webinar. I don't know if that's the right terminology, but I'm creating a recorded webinar for all y'all, everyone in the machine, that's going to look so live that even professionals won't be able to tell. So when I say, hey, Bob, thanks for coming up, there will be a Bob there. So the chat's going to correspond and is going to look so live, just like any platform does. I've got suckered into those a ton of times. I still do. I'm like, oh, this one's live right here, until I see a calendar in the background. I'm like, they got me. Because people, when it's a live event, it's mind-blowing. Most of my income comes from webinars that none of you know are on. Like I'm doing a webinar right now somewhere on the web, whether it's talking about wine or whether it's talking about health and wellness or travel. I'm doing one of them. I'm doing a webinar just like this somewhere out there right now. All the time. There's one going. That's live. And when
Are you guys live now?
Right now, well, it depends. It depends. Don't say the time anywhere, guys, because remember, this will be live forever. So if you're watching, yes, we are live right now.
Right.
You'll learn to do that is to take, I don't know if you guys remember, I used to have a clock up there. We used to have a calendar up on that thing.
Yeah.
And for repurposed content, when it's a live webinar, it's mind-blowing how much people purchase. And make no mistake, though, I use the webinar recipe with the promise, with the value. I use the recipe that all the pros use, and I want that to be in place for you, for all y'all. And you're going to go from the free value to a webinar invitation, or maybe directly to a webinar invitation. Because during the length of a webinar, those are exposures pretty much. You can do multiple exposures within a webinar. So yeah, it's super easy to close on a webinar. I wish I would have found this out in my second year or first year. However, I needed to learn more in order to do one for you guys, because it needs to be trackable. You guys need to be able to bring people. I wanted to get to a point, Carol, where all you guys need to do is invite people to this amazing webinar happening tomorrow or this Thursday. That's the secret. That's how people are hitting 8 figures left and right now per year. Because I'm at that point, which is why a lot of people see me. I don't know if you know how much I'm struggling right now, but I try not to show it. There's not a day where I don't want to smash my head against the wall. Really. Like the struggles I'm going through now, because my vision has gotten so big, making 6 figures, you'll get some struggles, but just do the work. You'll get there. It's not that hard. I hate to say it. But when you want to get to 7 figures, I found that was a really tough time. It's per year, by the way. So you got to expect to have to suffer to get to that. If you think you just got to do the same thing, no, you gotta do things you're really not comfortable with, really, and you got to be ready to get kicked in the ass a lot in form of criticism, rejection, jealousy. If people see you coming up on their tails, they're not going to like it. They're going to try to boot you down because it's just the way it is. Business is not all unicorns and rainbows. But now that I'm at that certain point, I want 8 figures. I'm looking at that 8 figures per year. And the way it's done, guys, is automated webinars. Automated webinars. So I'm understanding this now, how powerful these are. And I'm going to use this to have, so that my Twitter lead machine partners can use it. And a couple of things are going to come out of this. First of all, they're going to get all of you are going to get very good at inviting. And inviting people to show up somewhere is better than closing them if you want big money. Look at Don King, right? And Mike Tyson. If you guys know boxing, Don King was the promoter. Mike Tyson was the boxer. Don King made way more money than Tyson. It wasn't even comparable. The promoters. So if you get good at inviting people to this webinar, here's what's going to happen. First of all, you'll get good at inviting. That'll be your sole purpose. Show up here. This will be an exciting thing. You'll get good at it in your own style. And number 2, you're going to see what I'm doing. You'll be like, I see how Marc is doing this with the Twitter lead machine. And the leaders out of the bunch, you're going to say, what if I did that? You're going to picture you doing it now. So are you looking at the clock, Laura?
I am, because I have to go pick up my girls in 10 minutes.
Yeah. Well, we did go. Did I, Carol? I know I went overboard, but it's just there's so much that I'm learning, and in this, now that I'm going for that big 8-figure per year, it's not an ego thing. It's just it blows my mind how people are doing that, making 10 million a year, and it's so accessible now. Like I see the path, so I'm like, I'm going for it. Give me my fireproof suit. Why wouldn't I? One life, right? I know it's cliche, but this is not a rehearsal for another life. Who cares if people insult me? Who cares if people criticize me? It's getting personal, though. I will admit, though, they're getting personal. And I have to sit back and say, oh, Marc, just let it go. And now that I'm getting closer, it's getting tough. Like the fire is white hot flaming. And I'm like, do I plow through? You're damn right I'm plowing through. So just expect those challenges. Yep. And I don't think they stop. I think the bigger you want to go, the more they're going to come.
Yep.
And you guys are going to get a real good taste of the automated webinars. I went way, right?
That's all right.
So value first, and then follow up. Value and follow up, pretty much.
That's awesome. I look forward to the webinars. Hey, does anybody else have any more questions for this guy before we need to let him go? I promised him a half hour a long time ago.
Yeah, Marc, I want a copy of this.
Well, yeah. I'm recording it. We'll make it available, Carol.
Oh, cool. Okay.
So it'll be there. So anybody else out there in the audience have anything they want to add before I let Marc go? And I'm hoping if I let him go here pretty quick, maybe he'll come back again someday. Maybe he'll love it.
Maybe. Absolutely.
He'll remember that we keep our promise to him.
That's right.
Absolutely. Well, you guys, some of you know where I'm going. Don't say the name, but you guys know what webinar I'm off to right now, probably.
Hey, we absolutely love you, Marc.
We'll find out.
It's an amazing experience to have you on here. I so much appreciate it. Marc, anything you want to add?
All I want to add is that, guys, just get content done once per week, repurpose it in your machine, and don't stop building your audience, and it will come. And, okay, let me say, if there's anything I want to add, just make a piece of content, repurpose that one piece of content, throw it in your Twitter lead machine, and do your audience building, and try to add 1 to 3 pieces per week. If you go through the entire machine, I love listening to myself. I don't. I'm being sarcastic. And I can't stand it still to this day. I'm like, why do you sound so dopey, man? Like when you hear yourself, I don't like it. I don't even like watching myself. That didn't go away, by the way, not yet. But when I
love it, so you're good.
well, that's the thing. Strangers don't. That's all you know me as, and
Right.
you guys didn't see the fit, buff athlete in college, so this is what you get. This is all you know. No, but the truth is, it's like as I re-listen to it, there's so much in there, guys, in Twitter Lead Machine. When I re-listen to a module that I made, I'm like, oh, that's genius, bro. Like, because it's, I know I share so many little things throughout. And if you really, really do what it says and pay attention and take notes, treat it like your freedom, because that's the catalyst to my freedom. It is. It is. You're going to learn more as you go. You're going to want to get bigger. Oops. Every interview I've done, every level I've reached, getting to multiple six figures, at least was just through that. So that's what I would say. Dive into Twitter Lead Machine. Get in there. Pay attention to action module step 3, which is the whole content creation and management, and start treating your content as your own company, as like you're investing in the Rick Johnson stock. So you're investing dollars in there, and those are pieces of content that are repurposable. Because every time I do a piece of content and I throw it in the machine, I know that I invested in myself. That's a good way of looking at it.
Yeah.
I mean, and read a book a week. Read a book a week. Try to read a book a week. Grant Cardone, yeah. Grant Cardone 10X. That's a great one.
All right. Laura, any last thoughts before we close it out?
No, just thank you, Mark, for being here. We appreciate you, and we'll see you on the inside.
I love that. We'll see you on the inside.
Mark, this has been absolutely awesome, my man. I love you to death. I can't tell you how much I appreciate this. We took up a whole hour of you, so I owe you, buddy. I owe you at least a beer.
Teach me how to water ski. How about that?
That's easy. You got to just come on up to California.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
That should be pretty easy.
I've never been to the States in my life.
Oh, wow.
USA.
Oh.
This will be my first time. Austin, Texas.
We've got a good water ski club here in San Diego, and we've got a lot of good instructors. A lot of good
awesome.
People. We'll get you up first time. I promise. We can do that.
Awesome, buddy. So I'll come back anytime. Let me know, and we'll book it.
Thank you, Mark. Thank you so much.
All right, guys. Thank you.
Mark.
Thank you, Mark, very much.
All right, here we go, folks. 3,
Have a great week.
2,
Thank you.
I'm going to
1.
stop.